What's going on, everyone? Good Monday. What day is today? Monday evening, and welcome to the first episode of Monday Night Toxicity. We are live. We're a little late, but better late than never. Am I right? How's everybody doing in the chat? Good evening to all of you. We dropped a video on the channel today. Make sure to go and check that out as soon as the stream is over. If you missed it, it was all good. It was a good one. We ended John Roka's career once again. And we're going to delve a little bit deeper into that video tonight. We're going to delve a little bit into some others who are posting about this. And we're going to check out at the start here what's going on X. For the theme of the stream tonight is Jimmy Kimmel. Had to do a little bit of some rearrangement of the stream tonight. I was going to do another moment of silence for Kimmel, but luckily for him, Disney caved. ABC caved yet again. What a shock. What a shock. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Make sure to follow me on X, by the way. We have some really good videos to get to. And here's the post, posting out the stream. Share this post. Give it a retweet. Give it a quote tweet. If you give it, we're going to go through some stuff on X here in a little bit. And if you give this a retweet, I will give you a shout out at the end of the X segment. And if you give it a quote tweet, I will read out your quote tweet as well at the end of the X segment. If you do a quote tweet, just please say something funny. Say something funny. That's all I ask. I don't care what it is. It doesn't even have to be relative to the Jimmy Kimmel situation. But just say something funny. So here it is. Give it a retweet. Give it a quote tweet. I'll give you a shout out, and I will read the quote tweet once we get through the X segment. But before we get to that, we had some super chats and gifted memberships come in prior to the stream. Glitchman for $5. It seemed a lesson was learned, but somehow Jimmy Kimmel returned. ABC caved to the woke. Just had to sate the blue hair. Just had to sate the blue-haired folk. SSDD. Far as I'm concerned. I butchered that one at the end. Thank you, Glitchman, for the $5 super chat, my dude. Might have to do something different though for Monday Night Toxicity, Glitchman. You might just have to come in and just say something like really nasty and offensive, just for me to read out at the beginning of the Monday Night Toxicity streams. It's not going to be every Monday we're going to do these, but it's kind of like a Monday night stream whenever I feel like. It's not going to be every night, but we're going to do it whenever I have some free time, and we're going to have a lot of fun on the stream. Yes, say hail to Adolf Grizzler. Adolf Grizzler is here. Toxicity matters, man, 100%. And it's going to be a busy week. It's going to be a busy week here on the brand, you guys. We got a lot planned this week, everyone. We dropped a video today. We got the Mandalorian and Grogu shill trailer dropping tomorrow on the main channel, Mr. Grizzy, link below in the description. Make sure you're subscribed to that channel if you're not subscribed. We got the Mandalorian and Grogu shill movie, and some Disney Star Wars shills are making a return after a big hiatus from that channel. Looking at you, Louise Julie, and looking at you, Ku Klux Katarn. You'll be seeing them in tomorrow's video. Probably have another video coming up on this channel, probably Wednesday, and then probably another video on the main channel on Thursday. I just got to get to work on it. Like I said on the members only stream last night, if they drop the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer today. It's going to throw my whole week into chaos. So this is going to be a full-time YouTube week, ladies and gentlemen. We have shill watch-alongs on the main channel on Thursday night. Hope to see you all there. And then Friday, big announcement here, ladies and gentlemen. Friday, expect a collaboration, yours truly and Darth Melvin of the Knights of Melvin. We will be live Friday night, just the two of us, for a shill watch-along special, and we are going to be ripping live the Disney Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu trailer reactions. So be sure to tune into the main channel on Friday for that. It's going to be, it's going to get a let's go. There's going to be a few let's goes. Let's fucking go. And so we got a full-on week planned for you guys, and it's going to be pretty fucking awesome. Pretty awesome fucking week we have planned coming up here. John Roka was jizzing himself hard over the Mandalorian and Grogu. He thinks that if he turns off the clip function, that I'm not going to get I'm not going to be able to clip him out for the shill trailer. Same with Kyle Katarn. But, they're right. It's a little bit more work, but I'm happy to do it. I got just about everything compiled for that, and it's going to be great. So hope to see you all on all of those streams. And we have SWA earlier gifted 5 Mr. Grizzly 2.0. I don't know why it says Mr. Grizzly Live memberships. Mr. Grizzly 2.0, because that is the channel now, memberships. Thank you, SWA, for the 5 gifted memberships. And following him was King Chris, gifted another 5 Mr. Grizzy Live membership. We have 10 new hate keepers in the chat, and you all are going to be qualified for the after show, the after party. The end of the show, we're going to make the end of the show members only for the Hate Keepers Hangout. And we have 10 new members who are now eligible to join that stream to view. And the Hate Keeper VIPs, the top tiers, will get the stream link, and they'll be able to come in and hang out. We might watch a little bit more, hang out for another 30 minutes or an hour or so, maybe watch a couple more videos on the fucking Jimmy Kimmel situation, some fucking woke meltdowns and everything. We got some good shit coming tonight. So thank you guys for the 10 gifted memberships. We got Peter Rackus, man, for $2. I wonder if John Woka will repeat top shill. He's on the main channel. He's in second place currently. He's got some work to do, but he might be able to pick up a victory. We'll see. We'll see on Thursday. Glitchman for 2. Nasty. Oh, I can do that. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it, whatever it ends up being, Glitchman. Thanks for the 2. Backseater for 2, just bought over $200 worth of real Star Wars books. Good shit. Good shit. I hope they don't have the stupid ass Legends tag on them. And Peter Rackus for another too much. So much evil for Orange Man silencing Jimmy. Oh, but he didn't. Jimmy's back. Jimmy is back. The woke freaks cried and cried and cried again, and Disney ABC caved to them. What a shock. What a shock. And it's going to be funny to go through all of those for just to see in hindsight, because they're all crying that this is anti-freedom of speech, anti-First Amendment, anti-freedom of the press. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's not fired. And I said that in the video today. As you may recall, 3 hours after I dropped the video today, Jimmy Kimmel gets brought back to ABC, and he will be live tomorrow. What a shock, right? 3 hours after I dropped my video. Luckily, I didn't step on my own dick with it, unlike the fucking woke, unlike John Roka, who, well, it's probably not possible for John Roka to step on his dick because he doesn't have one. But John Roka fucking up in that video, going full Orange Man bad in the video. Said that Trump called ABC and ordered them to fire Kimmel. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. That 100% happened. Guy has massive, massive case of TDS. All right, so for this stream, I want to kick off with the theme of the stream, which is the Jimmy Kimmel shit. That's what we're going to be talking about mostly tonight. If you guys have any Jimmy Kimmel related stuff, members, you could do a members post. You can do a members post on the member post I did on the community tab, or you can post something in the chat with a $2 super chat or something. And if once I see it, I will take a look at it at a certain point. You guys can do that as well. And so let's check out like what's going on X with regards to this, you guys. Look, here he is right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the guy. This is the guy Disney wants right here.
I mean, do you think that she's attractive or not?
There he is. That's the guy that they all want. This is the guy that the woke lunatics are all defending. Where's the blackface clip at? Actually, here, let me go back to my page here for a second. Yes, here we go. This guy right here. Now, chat, I sense a little bit of hypocrisy from the fucking woke lunatics, the pro-Disney lunatics. A little bit of hypocrisy here. I thought that blackface is the biggest crime known to man. But this is the guy they want back, apparently. This is the guy who is their hero for free speech. This guy.
I mean, do you think that she's attractive or not?
Anyway. I'd love to get their opinion on this. They never seem to talk about that kind of stuff whenever they're crying and whining on social media. So what else do we got going on over here? We got Tim Pool saying that ABC did not get a call from the FCC. Jimmy Kimmel was fired. Well, apparently not, Tim. ABC was fired, or Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he was preparing to further blame MAGA for the Charlie Kirk's assassination. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens tomorrow, you guys. Let's see what he has to say tomorrow. Should be very interesting. He's going live, and he will be live tomorrow for that. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are live on Rumble as well at the moment. Hello, Mr. Star Wars Marvel Purist. Welcome back. Welcome back to the chat, saying hello from over there on Rumble. And we are live on Rumble at the moment. Link to the Rumble channel is down below in the description. Darth Angel for $5. I'm still confused. What did Jimmy do that was so bad? He in a nutshell, he basically pushed the narrative that Charlie Kirk's assassin was MAGA, and that MAGA was bending over backwards to try and separate themselves from the killer because he had so much in common with MAGA, grew up in a MAGA household and everything, but conveniently leaves out the part that he was dating a tranny and is a big trans advocate and has been in discord. All the evidence points to the opposite. All the evidence that came out with the guy pointed to the opposite, but Jimmy Kimmel was exploiting Charlie Kirk's death to try and take a shot at MAGA as well at the end of the day. That's the bigger issue that seems to be going on here. We have John Getz, member for 10 months on the channel. Thank you, John. Guys, did you see that Mando trailer? Oh my God, this is the way. If they say, I have spoken, it is already 10 out of 10, peak cinema. Suck it, haters. What more could you want? And the music. I don't know the stupid Mando thing. Hype. Let's fucking go. Yeah, they definitely are shilling for that trailer. More on that on the shill trailer tomorrow. Crash Car Studios, these shills are babies cosplaying as adults. Oh, we're going to get into that here shortly. And what's this? Sonny Houston today on Jimmy Kimmel's firing. Our founders drafted the First Amendment to protect the rights of citizens to criticize the government. Sonny Houston in 2018 on on Roseanne Barr's firing. You must pay the consequences was the right thing to do. Okay, let's hear some. We all know that hypocrisy doesn't stick to the left, as we all know, chat, but it's always fun to listen to this.
Our founders drafted the First Amendment specifically to protect the rights of citizens to criticize the government. When you cross that kind of societal norm, you must pay the consequence. And firing her was the right thing to do.
Oh, anything to say, Sonny? Anything to say, Sonny? Nope, they're gonna be, I think, chat, I think that this was all planned ahead of time. I think they might have pulled this in the hopes to get people talking about it, get people talking about Jimmy Kimmel, because as you saw, the ratings are just awful. Hell, this stream tonight might have better ratings than the Jimmy Kimmel show. But I think that this was orchestrated ahead of time, and the plan was to kick him off for the rest of the week and then bring him back and then try and make that episode must see. I'd be very curious if he really, really goes at everyone once again tomorrow. And it's going to be funny. It's going to be fun to laugh at. It's going to be absolutely fun to laugh at. Anyway, let's keep scrolling here. Just because Disney is reinstating Jimmy Kimmel does not mean ABC affiliates have to air his show. That'll be interesting to see how many people actually air his show. Libs of TikTok, yeah, breaking the news. This is a great account, by the way. If you guys aren't following Libs of TikTok, this is just a hilarious account. By all means, give them a follow. And up, there he is. There we go. Gain of Fauci. Jimmy Kimmel and his supporters. Donald Trump is a racist and a misogynist. But Jimmy Kimmel isn't. Oh, gotta love the hypocrisy. I love it's comedy at this point. How hypocrisy doesn't seem to stick to these people. And here we have a dog taking a shit. And here's Jimmy again, taking a whiff of a woman's asshole. Got Brett Cooper. I haven't been seeing. Is anybody following Brett Cooper as of late? I haven't really been following her as of late. I need to get back onto following her. Let's see what she has to say here.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang.
Okay, so here, Darth Angel, here's what Jimmy Kimmel said, apparently. This is really loud. Let me turn it down a little.
Desperately trying to characterize.
Hang on, let me start over.
New lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. And
so there it is. He's basically saying that we are trying to... Obviously, we are trying to not characterize this guy as one of us, and he's basically implying that he is one of us, and except like all the evidence, as was stated, comes out, and this guy's anything but. This guy's anything but. Has a trans friend. I don't know which way, but has a trans friend, lives with a trans person, and is a big trans advocate. Lots of those making up the Trump's base. Am I right?
Doing everything they can to score political points from it.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. People on the right were trying to figure out who this shooter was. We were not intentionally trying to distance ourselves from this individual, especially because at this point in the investigation, when you went on air and you did this monologue, we already knew that, yes, Tyler Robinson's family was Republican. We had heard that, but we had also heard from his family that
Also, like, just because his family, yes, a furry tranny, thank you, Red Jaguar. Also, now this kid was what, 22 years old or something like that, chat? Does anyone know how old this guy was? I don't know how old this guy was. But don't kids in their late teens and early 20s usually tend to rebel against their family at that age? Isn't that pretty common? The kid was 22 years old. Okay, that's what I thought. Don't like kids or younger people in their teenage, late teens and early 20s, don't they tend to rebel against their families a lot and go to college and become completely different fucking people, get indoctrinated with the woke mind? They tried to do it to me when I went to college, but get indoctrinated and become complete lunatics because of what they're exposed to at universities in America today. So again, his family being Trump supporters, like, that doesn't mean shit to me.
Tyler Robinson's family was Republican. We had heard that, but we had also heard from his family that he said that Charlie Kirk was full of hatred, that he had moved to the left. We knew.
Well, there you go. Brett Cooper bringing the receipts. Unlike Jimmy Kimmel, it's the same thing. Same thing as the shills. They come up and they do their little act and they just say whatever they want to say, and they don't bring any of the receipts.
What was engraved on the bullets? We knew that one of the bullets said, "Hey, fascist, catch." We knew that another
"Hey, fascist, catch" sounds like something you'd hear right out of a John Roka live stream or on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
one of the bullets had an Italian song that was critiquing the fascist regime. All of this information was readily accessible. It was out there. It was being taught.
Like, obviously, in the letter of the law, he's an adult, but like 22, your brain isn't fully developed really until you're like, what, 25? I don't know. I see like 20 people in their early 20s, and they look like kids to me.
Talked about extensively. It was viral on social media, and yet you still went on air and said, "Oh, they're just doing it to win brownie points. That's what they're doing. They don't want to be associated with this." No, we don't want to be associated with it because it was not one of us. And
and by the way, like, a lot of people on Jimmy Kimmel's side, they do seem to want to be associated with this fucking freak.
We're not doing that to secure political points. We're doing that in search of truth.
Exactly. I couldn't have said that better myself. There you go. Jimmy Kimmel will return on Tuesday. Let's see how fast it takes for the ratings to drop back to, he'll probably get a little bit of a ratings bump, and then let's see how fast it takes for them to drop back down to normal. Jimmy Kimmel averages 126,000 views an episode. Let's see if my chili dog can get more views than Jimmy Kimmel. And it did. Look at that. Almost 750,000 impressions. Congratulations. Not that that was difficult. What is this? I was reliably told that Donald Trump fascistly, I didn't even know what that word was at first. I was reliably told that Donald Trump fascistly banned Jimmy Kimmel with his bare hands. How could Disney literally overpower Hitler like this? That's a good question. That's a good question. X seems to be very anti Jimmy Kimmel at the moment. Sinclair will be preempting Jimmy Kimmel Live across our ABC. Okay, so here's Sinclair. This is the one that banned, this is the company that, or the affiliate of ABC that said they were not going to run Jimmy Kimmel's show. Beginning Tuesday night, Sinclair will be preempting Jimmy Kimmel Live across our ABC affiliate stations and replacing it with news programming. Discussions with ABC are ongoing as we evaluate the show's potential return. Interesting. That is Sinclair. That is the major ABC affiliate that kind of got all this started. Basically, they're in Trump's pocket, according to Roka. All right. Okay, let's see here. Let's go back. Let's do real quick. We could do some X shout outs here real quick. Let me pull everything up. Let me refresh the page and check on this. Thank you to everyone who retweeted and quote tweeted. We got a quote tweet from, oh shit, we got a quote tweet from radio. I'm sure all 11 people who watch Jimmy Kimmel are excited about this news. Of course they are, definitely. And where are all the, where are the reposts at? No, I don't want to repost it, god damn it. Oh, here we go. God damn it, X. I know some of you guys reposted. Crash Car, I know you said you reposted it. Thank you, Crash Car. There's your shout out. Fucking X isn't giving me all the fucking reposts. All right, let's get to the videos we have tonight. We're gonna revisit Roka. We're going to revisit Roka again. We're not going to go as detailed into it as the video. If you want the full Roka shit, be sure to check out the video. But we are going to check out this guy. This guy, Nando Cut. Remember this guy? This is the guy who like really hates the critical drinker. So this young gentleman, now I wonder which way he leans politically, but he came on here and had some things that he wanted to say about Jimmy Kimmel's suspension, but he's not suspended anymore. So it's going to be funny to hear what these people say about the freedom of speech aspect and everything with the knowledge we have now that the show is back and will be back tomorrow. So let's check it out.
Learned 2 minutes ago, Jimmy Kimmel did the voice of Batman in the Teen Titans Go to the Movies movie, which I saw in theaters and I did not know that he did the voice for. He must have like 3 lines.
Wow, so Jimmy Kimmel voiced a gay Batman. Huh? What a show. Wow, interesting.
Scrub through the whole movie. You can barely tell it's him, but he is in there. He is one of the Batmans. It's a fun little trivia thing for people. If you get nothing from this video, if you want to stump people with like actors who have or have not played Batman, this will get you. I'm gonna read the other actors that played characters in this movie real quick because I think it's interesting. Nicolas Cage was Superman.
Oh my God, there's some fanboy shipping.
Colbert video by saying, I love Stephen Colbert. He's like one of my favorite entertainers. It's been a joy in my lifetime to be able to watch him go from Daily Show to Colbert Report to his own talk show and whatever. And maybe not everything he does is good, but I think it's all interesting. Is that true of Jimmy Kimmel? No, I don't really watch the Jimmy Kimmel show that much. Not saying that I don't think it's good, but like it's just not my main one. You know?
He doesn't watch the Jimmy Kimmel show. Well, what a shock. I guarantee most of the people defending Jimmy Kimmel don't watch Jimmy Kimmel and don't know anything about this guy. And is he about to talk about the Man Show?
Kimmel show that much. Not saying that I don't think it's good, but like it's just not my main one. You know, when I was 12, I watched the Man Show because there were boobs in it and stuff. So I from there, I guess I kind of liked it.
I watched the Man Show because there were boobs in it. Does this really look like a guy who likes boobs? I don't know. This guy doesn't look like a guy who likes boobs to me. He looks like a guy who might have boobs, but I'm not getting boobs McGee from this guy.
You know, when I was 12, I watched the Man Show because there were boobs in it and stuff. So I from there, I guess I kind of liked him. But besides that, I'm not a humongous Jimmy Kimmel fan. I will say, the Matt Damon stuff back when he was doing that was so funny. And all of his little post-Oscar skits like the Handsome Man's Club.
Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Next one's at 4:05.
Idea. And like, I love Taskmaster. Yeah, I had no idea. So this is even more weird trivia. But okay, this is the Jimmy Kimmel situation. And we got to go back a couple days. The first thing that happened is last week, Charlie Kirk, a right-wing activist and public debate.
Right-wing activist. Interesting how he labels Charlie Kirk. Oh, and I did check this entire video. No condemnation of what happened to Charlie Kirk from this man. No condemnation of the people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. Charlie Kirk was just some activist right-winger, according to this guy. Probably never watched a single video or doesn't know anything about Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk, a right-wing activist and public debate guy, was shot and killed at a college at like a talk or some sort of event. There was a big manhunt for the guy that did it or whatever that was. They found the person pretty quickly, not because they like found him, but he turned himself in. And there was a little while where
he did not turn himself in. He confessed to his father, and his father turned him in. So already this guy did not do the research.
Person pretty quickly, not because they like found him, but he turned himself in. And there was a little while where no one really knew what the deal with this guy was. And I will say, as of now, we don't fully know the deal with this guy.
We have a much better idea now than we did.
Like, it's one of those situations where like he's alive, so I assume eventually we'll find out. But like, as always happens with this stuff, there was a bunch of time where people were like, oh, he posted this thing, that means he's actually anti-Trump. But he posted this thing, that means he's pro-Trump. But his family's this, and that means he's probably...
Instead of just saying he posted this, he must be this, he posted that, he must be that, why don't you just show us, genius? Again, as always with these people, they never show any of the evidence as to what the hell they're talking about.
There was a bunch of time where people were like, oh, he posted this thing, that means he's actually anti-Trump. But he posted this thing, that means he's pro-Trump. But his
show us, you fucking clown.
This, and that means he's probably, and like trying to ascribe some meaning to it. And I will say, I understand the impulse to do this on like a human level. You want to ascribe meaning to like something tragic happens, someone dies.
Yes, people tend to want to know what the shooter's motivations were behind some of this shit. And we got John Getz with a Rumble rant over there on Rumble. Thank you. I can't put it. Fucking StreamYard doesn't. I don't know if there's a way. We're gonna have to research. I'm gonna have to get in touch with Bane of the Shills, aka Star Wars Marvel purist, to see if we can pull these Rumble rants up on the stream, but it doesn't let me at the moment. But John Getz with a Rumble rant. Jimmy and AOC celebrated Tucker being fired and Trump being deplatformed, but now those things are a threat to democracy and fascism. Public broadcasts have strict rules compared to social media. Yeah, John, you're 100% correct over there. And yes, double AA, this guy obviously is quite intelligent.
And you want to be like, well, why did this happen? Maybe you want people to blame, but maybe you just want to understand the climate. And you want to say, oh, it's because of this or because of that. So like, I understand why people...
The guy wrote on the bullets what his intentions were, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. Do a little bit of research before you come on here and try to be an SJW activist. You're the activist here, not Charlie.
Look at an event like this and try to figure out this.
Charlie is a free speech and debate guy.
Right behind it. I think it's generally kind of pointless early on. And also the thing that you learn when you actually do look into the political views of the people that do these assassinations is frequently an incoherent mess of like believing a bunch of things and a bunch of other things. And like, so it usually doesn't actually lead to anything productive, but you know, it's something people.
This guy is going Kamala Harris on this. This is a word salad the last minute or so. John Getz with another Rumble rant. Not so much meaning, more about accountability. When you say someone is doing a transgenocide and you're erasing people's existence, you're trying to justify violence in response. Good point.
Is you got to figure out what their deal is. So
okay, so the next one, let me play this just a little longer.
Jimmy Kimmel on Monday does his show and talks about Donald Trump in his monologue. And he talks specifically, and he says that there's just one phrase that's been used by everybody. And we will just, you know what? Just play it right here so you can see. This is the clip from the Jimmy Kimmel show.
Oh, God, you're actually going to play the clip. Holy shit.
That everybody got mad about.
Hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was
yeah, they weren't trying to score political points. That's the big thing right there. You are trying, Jimmy Kimmel is trying to score political points, and he's trying to use Charlie Kirk's death to take a shot at and try and piss off MAGA, which again was the rumored reason why he was pulled off the air last week, because he was planning on going in even harder, and they pulled him off for it last week. And then here we are the day after his funeral, and ironically a few hours after the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer post, which probably was getting ratioed. Maybe that's what changed their minds. And then now he's back, and we'll see what he says when he comes back.
Grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking.
Anyway, so that's what Jimmy Kimmel said. Again, let's jump ahead to 7:50.
Hasn't even had a ballroom for 150 years. A, like, it's weird that he cares about it this much. B, I hear a lot of things in America about, like, oh, in the other countries we do this, and we have, this healthcare, drive on this side of the road, whatever. There are a lot of complaints about, like, in America we don't have enough public transit system, or like our healthcare system is a mess. It's usually not in the top 1 million that we don't have a big enough ballroom next to the White House. So, like, it's weird that this is this high up on anybody's radar, let alone the president's. And it's very weird that he was asked about the Charlie Kirk thing, and he immediately pivoted to ballroom stuff. So then
some people grieve differently, bro. People grieve differently. Maybe he just didn't want to talk about it. Maybe he didn't want to break down in front of reporters or something. You don't know what he's thinking.
Wednesday, the day that I recorded this, Jimmy Kimmel's show is pulled from the air. It is indefinitely.
So this guy recorded this video on Wednesday and dropped it yesterday. 3 days ago, which was Friday.
Postponed or put on hiatus or something. I don't believe as of right now he is fully fired. I would not be surprised if he gets fired in the near future or he quits. It's a weird decision to make, because if, like, you're Jimmy Kimmel, if I'm Jimmy Kimmel at this point and, like, ABC does this to me, I'm done. I'm not working for them anymore, because, like,
well, he's back, dude. He's fucking back, man.
You guys gotta look out for me, and you're not doing that. But I understand the idea that, like, well, he does have a staff, people that work for him, and it is a big show. It's bigger than him. So, like, for that reason, I understand if he stuck around. But as of now, show's put on indefinite hiatus. Apparently, on Friday, they're gonna air, like, a tribute to Charlie Kirk or something in place of the.
Look at his face. Look at his face when he says that. Look at this guy. Wow. Like, that is really, like, it's not an over exaggeration to say that these people are, like, evil at the end of the. Look at his face. He's like, they're airing a memorial for Charlie. Like, why would you do that? Like, look at the look on his face.
Like, for that reason, I understand if he stuck around. But as of now, show's put on indefinite hiatus. Apparently, on Friday, they're gonna air, like, a tribute to Charlie Kirk or something in place of the Jimmy.
Look at this guy. Look at his face.
Kimmel show, which is, it feels weird. So cause and effect. He makes these jokes.
That's weird. Airing somebody's memorial. That's weird. You know what's weird? You know what's even weirder? What's this guy's name? Nando, whatever. You know what's even weirder than that? People showing up at the memorial to protest it. That's weird. People celebrating a guy getting shot through the neck in front of his wife and kids. That's weird, bro. That's fucking weird. A Sinclair, the ABC affiliate, airing the memorial, which was beautiful, by the way. That's just what good, decent human beings do. And clearly, this guy is not a good and decent human being. This guy's a fucking freak.
Books about Trump and Charlie Kirk. People take it really seriously. They start calling in to their, ABC and the affiliates, and, like, you got to pull this off the air. Then they pull Jimmy Kimmel. Their ABC eventually fires Jimmy Kimmel, whatever. That would be a thing that could happen. There's not a lot of evidence that this did happen. What it seems like happened is the FCC chair was on, like, a podcast or something, and he basically said, like, ABC, they got to watch out. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't have Jimmy Kimmel saying this stuff. And the people who really should be worried are the affiliates, people that carry the ABC and the Jimmy Kimmel show. They're the ones that should make a big deal over this, and then maybe something will change. And Trump has had it out for all of the late night hosts, mostly the Kimmel and Colbert.
Yeah, I'd be very interested. That's a interesting point. I'd be very interesting to like scour this guy's social media and hear his opinions on Gina Carano and hear his opinions on like people that the left has vigorously gone after for cancellation, just to see what he has to say. All right, next clip. We're at 9:25. Let's jump to 11:20. This is kind of a long one here.
In like a way that they help ABC and all the companies get their stuff out there. So Nexstar is the company that said, we are not going to show the Jimmy Kimmel show. And they did.
Sinclair was the company. I don't know. Nexstar, I don't know. Maybe Nexstar did as well, but the big one is Sinclair, which I showed you guys earlier.
Did this today, right after Brendan Carr, the FCC chair, was on a podcast. I don't know why these people go on podcasts. None of them call us to go on most.
So you're triggered by the guy who's the head, who works for the FCC or is the head of the FCC. You're mad about this guy going on a podcast. Who the hell cares?
Chair was on a podcast. I don't know why these people go on podcasts. None of them call us to go on, mostly nitpicking. We wouldn't let them, but they don't ask. And I'm like, what? Where are the other one? I don't want to talk to them. I mean, I'd be interested to talk to these people just to like figure out what their deal is. It wouldn't really be good podcast content for me. It's probably not good podcast content for these guys either.
I don't think any podcast is good podcast content for you.
But like whatever. So this guy said like the affiliate should make this difficult for ABC, and one of them did. Now this Nexstar company, I know nothing about them except the new thing I know, besides that they were an affiliate and they did what.
Darth Angel for 5. I've been watching Jimmy for 22 years and I have very seldom been at a loss for words. You've actually been watching Jimmy Kimmel for that long? Wow. I watched the Man Show as a younger person, but that was about it. I don't think I've ever seen like a single episode of his late night show. And Crash Car for 5. Last donation for now. Ayo, Mr. Grizzly, should I make an intro for the shills or at least a video? If you have a good, funny idea, by all means, definitely do it, man. Definitely do it. Get your feet wet. Red Jaguar just now for 5. Thank you. Nothing screams Republican like having a trans furry boyfriend. Yes, nothing screams Trump supporter like having a furry trans boyfriend and being an advocate for furry trans and LGBTQ and all of that shit, right? But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to, that doesn't mean anything. And wait, there's a line coming from this guy here soon. I don't know where it is. I hope I don't miss it, but pay attention. There's a hilarious line coming, which you'll know it when you hear it.
The Trump administration wanted them to, is they are also trying to do a merger. So the FCC can do a couple things. Like they can fine you, they can pull a broadcast license, but they also have. Okay,
next one is at 13:10. I think we're getting close. He says something about like the media and how honest they have to be. So keep your ears open for that.
Other company who it's been like a month and a half, so I already forgot. I guess Skydance was merging with Paramount. It certainly seems like Nexstar is in this situation where it needs the Trump administration to do something for it, something that the Trump administration could easily make very difficult. And then they saw the Trump administration saying, hey, the affiliates need to do something for us. And they didn't.
Did they say that? Did the Trump, because Trump didn't say anything until after Jimmy Kimmel was suspended. What is this guy talking about? Again, no evidence, no receipt. Just trust me. I'm a little gay boy. I'm a little gay boy who speaks very soft and non-threatening me. I have B cups and I like boobies. Just trust me. I know what I'm talking about.
The Trump administration didn't say the affiliates, if they don't do it, they won't be able to do their merger. But Nexstar heard what the Trump administration was saying. It seems like it was like, ooh, if we're the ones who do this.
Trump never said anything. His Truth Social post was after all of this occurred.
And get this going, we'll look like heroes and our merger will go through. That's what it feels like. Again, like, because this wasn't a huge deal. What Jimmy Kimmel said was, I would say, not that controversial. There's other people saying things that
obviously wasn't that controversial. He's using a man's death to take a political shot to mock the president and a group of people and his supporters, people that he hates.
were way more controversial about the Charlie Kirk situation, and none of them are on late night TV. But like, I'm sure.
And again, look, no sympathy for Charlie Kirk, no sympathy for Charlie Kirk's family. Just throw in a comment. Just say, like, and by the way, I don't condone what the guy who did this is a horrible person. I don't condone any of this. Rest in peace, Charlie. Thoughts and prayers with his family. Say something nice, at least about his wife and young daughters, for Christ's sake. But, again, these people are just so angry and filled with hate against people they disagree with politically that they have no sympathy for even a guy can get shot in the neck on camera, and no sympathy whatsoever. And just like Jimmy Kimmel using Charlie Kirk's death to try and make another group of people that he hates look bad.
There's people that are in the public eye that people are complaining about, but like, I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel doesn't feel like he's very high on the list. It does feel like Donald Trump just hates late night TV show hosts because he's a very silly person and he's easy to make fun of. And like, he is incredibly.
Oh, that's it. Again, I said this in today's video. These leftists still, after we've had Trump, it's hard to believe, Chad, isn't it, that we've had Trump for 10 years now. He came down the escalator a little bit more than 10 years ago now. Trump has been a politician for 10 years, and they still don't understand Donald Trump, and they don't understand how how the media can't take him down. They thought and mark my word, this guy, when the Access Hollywood tape came out, people like this, they thought he was done. They thought he was done. It was over. Hill Dog was going to be president. Didn't happen. He got impeached twice. They thought that was it. He's never going to come back. January 6th, the worst day in American history, according to these people. They thought he could never come back from that. The mugshot is the perfect fucking example. Trump turned the mugshot spun it into a positive. And the media and these woke YouTubers were crying and blasting that picture out everywhere, and Trump just embraced it. And look what happened. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And Donald Trump, the biggest example of that is Donald Trump. I mean, it's not even close. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And they're still using the same tactics over and over and over and over again. And now the newest one is Trump's war against the late night hosts. Let me just inform this man of something. Trump is goading these people. The reason Trump posts on X and on Truth Social about these people taking shots at them, and the reason he gets into it with them is because they're so angry and unhinged, they lose their shit and come out and say the most ridiculous and crazy and off the wall shit about him. And, and there's every day, just watch The View. Watch The View. Watch Jimmy Kimmel. Watch Rachel Maddow. Watch Don Lemon, who likes the penis, by the way. Don Lemon. And we're going to get to him in a little bit. For what he did on Piers Morgan. Don Lemon, who sleeps with men. These people get so angry and they go out and they say all the ridiculous shit they say on their platforms, and normal people with a brain, moderates, independents, hear them say this shit and they want nothing to do with them. Which is exactly what happened last November. And all these people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, mocking the memorial service, which Don Lemon, who likes the penis around his anal area, did in his podcast. We're going to get to that. I might be doing a video on that on the channel this week, so keep your eyes open for that. Don Lemon, who's gay and black, not just French, was mocking and hating on the fucking memorial service, calling it like religious political propaganda event or some shit like that. And stay tuned, because I might be doing a video on that. Anyway, that's my little rant.
Thin skin. So every time they make fun
hang
of
on,
it,
hang on. Sorry, I got to go back a little bit here. Hang on. Play that again.
Just hates late night TV show hosts because he's a very silly person and he's easy to make fun of. And like, he has incredibly thin skin. So every time they make
Trump is incredibly thin skin. Again, like I said, Trump is playing these people. He wants them. He knows that them going after him at the end of the day helps him every single time.
fun of him, he takes it way too personally. Also, and I mentioned,
and again, speaking of thin skin, you know, you'd have to be pretty goddamn thin skinned to celebrate a man getting murdered.
before I host a podcast called Mostly Nitpicking, I have seen a lot of people say that what Jimmy Kimmel said is factually wrong.
Here we go. All right, chat. This is it. This is it, chat. The pièce de résistance, right? Listen, wait till you hear what this fucking dumbass says right here.
Fun of
This
him, he
is
takes
it.
it way too personally. Also, and I mentioned before I host a podcast called Mostly Nitpicking.
Definitely, I caught a glimpse there. He kind of popped up here a little bit. I saw the boobies. I saw the B cups.
Every time they make fun of him, he takes it way too personally. Also, and I mentioned
There
before I
they
host a
are.
podcast called Mostly Nitpicking, I have seen
Fucking hard nips Qatarn too.
a lot of people say that what Jimmy Kimmel said is factually wrong. And that's why it's bad that he said it. It shouldn't matter. You're allowed to be wrong, especially if
People were saying what Jimmy Kimmel said is factually wrong. It doesn't matter. You're allowed to be wrong. Chat, the media is allowed to, they're allowed to knowingly be wrong. I would like to ask this guy, what happened to ABC when they said that when they were wrong about Trump being found guilty of sexual assault? Oh, they got sued and they lost. Exactly, Darth Felix, you can't intentionally mislead the public in the media. Exactly. Exactly. The media is not allowed to knowingly be wrong. And if they do, there's a reason. Like, does this guy not understand that the American mainstream media, which includes these late night shows, because these late night shows are the mainstream media now, that the American mainstream media is widely considered the most dishonest form of media on the entire planet? And what you just said,
and a lot of people way too personally.
What you just said here.
So, and I mentioned before I host a podcast called Mostly Nitpicking, I have seen a lot of people say that what Jimmy Kimmel said is factually wrong. And that's why it's bad that he said it. It shouldn't matter. You're allowed to be wrong, especially if you're Jimmy Kimmel.
Especially if you're Jimmy Kimmel. That is why the American media is the most dishonest form of media on the entire planet. Right there. That is why. John gets with another Rumble rant. Leftists are still trying to be the victims. Bottom line is they feel safe saying and doing as they wish, while others can't say normal stuff. They have to promote crime before having any consequence. Amen to that. We got a couple super chats just come in here on YouTube. DK for $2. Roka will have my vote for top shill of the week on Thursday. Interesting. We got a little bit of Roka we're going to get into here in a little bit. And there's another part of that we are going to incorporate into shill watch-alongs on Thursday on the main channel, because he gets into the Disney aspect. He even brings up Andor, which was ridiculous. So we're going to cover that aspect of it on Thursday. And Glitchman for another 5. This soy boy has Don Lemon under his desk, doesn't he? That's where he's getting his talking points and his rock hard tipples from. Maybe You know, Don Lemon, let me tell you guys something about Don Lemon. Don Lemon, for all the shit he talks, lies down, face down, ass up for a white man every single night. He does. For all the shit Don Lemon talks, all the white men are white men bad, white men racist, he lies down and opens up his gaping asshole for one every single night. So, you know, that guy, in my opinion, Don Lemon can just shut the fuck up. He sounds a lot more intelligent when he just shuts the fuck up. And we're going to get to his appearance on Piers Morgan here next. We just got a couple more clips of this fucking clown. 1432. Let's keep playing.
Like, if you're the news, you can be wrong, and you could like print a retraction or something. Like, there's these ways that people.
Oh, yes, I'm sure Jimmy Kimmel is going to print a retraction. I'm sure he's going to come out tomorrow night and say, I was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure that's what Jimmy Kimmel's going to do.
Who are wrong on the news get to like make it about face. For instance, when that guy on Fox News or Fox and Friends or whatever said you could kill all homeless people, that's a good idea. A couple days later, he went on the show and said it's not a good idea. We shouldn't do it.
What? What? Now, chat, forgive me. I don't really watch the mainstream media at all. That includes Fox News, but I have a feeling that what's this guy's name? I can't. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I have a feeling the guy was probably being sarcastic and half kidding. And then the network was like, "Hey, that was an offensive joke. Please apologize." If I had to guess, again, I didn't want. Again, this guy doesn't do any research. Why do I have to do research? At least on this. Okay, I think we have two more. Yes, we have two more. Let's jump ahead a few seconds.
Here, what I think would be like the next beat in it. What that sentence does not say is the kid who murdered Charlie Kirk is MAGA. People, like I just saw, Megyn Kelly, were tweeting that is what Jimmy Kimmel said. That's not what he said. He said what I would argue is true.
Okay. What did he say? What did he say that you would argue is true? Let's hear it.
That is what Jimmy Kimmel said. That's not what he said. He said what I would argue is true. The MAGA gang tried to characterize the kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. That doesn't.
No, they did not. They wanted to know who this guy was. The guy wrote what catch fascist on the fucking bullet. The guy is a trans activist. The guy has a tranny boyfriend and he's a furry. Bruh.
I mean, he's one of them or not one of them. That just means without even knowing who that person is, they went, we got to make sure he's not one of us. I would say.
Where? Again, show me your evidence. You're saying a lot of shit here, man. Show me a couple of tweets. Show me tweets of Megyn Kelly or Steven Crowder or Tim Pool or, you know, any right-wing influencer saying like, hey guys, we need to distance ourselves from this guy. We need to make sure that people don't think that this guy is one of us. It's obvious that the guy isn't one of us. And Jimmy Kimmel is lying when he's insinuating that he could be. It's obvious. The evidence has come out. You'd have to be an idiot or a liar to think that he could be that he is a Trump supporter.
You could make the case that this happens exactly the same way every single time. Like I said in the beginning, like,
okay, last one, 16 minutes, and then I'm done with this guy.
And I think, like, to be fair to the Democrats, they're the ones that's trying to get rid of guns. Guns are the problem. I mean, it would have been hard for him to do this.
Guns. There you go. Guns are the problem. If there weren't guns, this would never have happened. You know, the thing about, you know, I don't know if this guy knows this, but the thing about criminals and people who want to commit crimes is that they find a way to get guns. They get guns anyway. Was the gun his chat? Does anybody know? Was the gun like his father's gun? Did he steal the gun out of his father's like weapons, like his father's basement or his father's weapons locker or something. That's exactly what it means, Mike. See, all you're doing with gun control is taking guns away from law-abiding citizens and only arming the criminals. There's a lot of guns out there. There's a lot of guns out there that are very easy to get, and you don't have to go to Dick's Sporting Goods to buy them.
The gun much harder. So, I think that's one way to make things better. And I think the Democratic Party, even though not nearly enough, talks about wanting to do this, because this is what it seems like Megyn Kelly heard. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize the kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
Again, no sympathy for Charlie Kirk at all in this video. No sympathy for his family. Just a reminder.
Which he was, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. But that statement does not say that he was one of them or was not one of them. It just says that they were like, he's not one of our guys. And
yeah, because he's not. Because he's not. And again, like I said earlier, and I'm going to end on this, he's using, the only reason he's saying that is to lie and to try and piss off Trump and Trump supporters. That's the only reason he's saying it as well.
100% true. There was nobody like in the conservative MAGA side that was like, I think this was one of our guys. This was probably one of, everybody was like, no, it's probably not him. And like when you're watching this video, I'm sure more stuff will have come out. So we'll have a better picture of.
It's already came out. It came out over a week ago. We knew who this guy was over a week ago. Kimmel was a fucking liar. All right. That's it for this fucking clown. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, chat. Anyway, we got some people over on Rumble. Thank you guys for all the support over on Rumble. We're gonna get the Rumble going a little bit in the future as well, you guys. Let's get to the next one. So we're gonna take a break from Jimmy Kimmel, and I want to cover this Don Lemon Pierce Morgan thing. And I don't have it saved. Give me a second. Oh, God, that's fucking hilarious. All right, where is the... okay, we got this guy, Pierce Morgan.
I just...
Okay, sorry. It's hard to find these. I just want to... Let me put this up for you guys. This meme is going... This image is going around, and it's hilarious. Look at Don Lemon's face. Don Lemon, who sleeps with men, his face there, hilarious. That image is gonna, if I do a video on this guy in a couple days, that image is gonna be on the thumbnail. Absolutely hilarious. All right, so let's get to Don Lemon. Is this okay? This is Pierce Morgan, and let's see, where's the Don Lemon segment? Steven Crowder. Let me jump to it. Here we go. All right. Any Pierce Morgan fans in the chat? I used to not really like Pierce Morgan, but I do I'm starting to become a little bit of a fan of his just because of how good he is at like triggering the fucking lunatics. He's very like soft-spoken and very like non-threatening, kind of like they are, but he expertly knows how to get under these people's skin. So I am really starting to become a little bit of a fan of his, and I'm a huge fan of this right here.
Kirk used new media to devastating effect in his mission to mobilize young people for his conservative movement. He understood the power of a viral moment to cut through a complex argument and the great appetite for proper debate. Just two of many things we all love about our digital culture. There's plenty of things many of us find repellent about it too. Witch hunts, vile smears we'd not dream of using in real life.
Yeah, he has Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic on his show occasionally, which, holy shit, good for those guys. And fucking like Destiny. I don't know why he has Destiny on there. Maybe just as an example of how insane these people are. He has Destiny, and who are some? I know he has Sank from the Young. He has some of the Young Turks on there as well and stuff like that. So he has everybody on. Only a certain side, however, seem to constantly embarrass themselves every time they come on.
And the business of saying things purely to generate attention through rage. Many prominent figures on the right have accused Don Lemon of doing exactly that this week, ironically, for making the very same claim about them.
The thing that is so obvious about it, and I think this is so disgusting, is that you don't really care. You don't really care about Charlie Kirk. What you care is that this is a moment that you can use.
Wow. We don't care. You watch that memorial. You see people live streaming it in tears. I saw some people live streaming it in tears. We don't actually care about Charlie Kirk. So you do, Don Lemon. You care. Don Lemon cares. The people celebrating on Don Lemon's side. They care as well, right, Donnie? God, what a piece of shit, man. Yeah, this guy might need to get a video.
Really care about Charlie Kirk. What you care is that this is a moment that you can use for clicks, to boost your.
Oh, and you're not doing that though, Donnie, are you? You're not doing it for clicks. You're not calling these people out. You're doing the same exact thing, Don. You're doing the same exact thing. I wonder what he titled this podcast. Calling out MAGA or something like that. Or MAGA, maybe he titled the podcast, MAGA doesn't care about Charlie Kirk.
Podcast or your streaming show or your radio show or your television show or your news show, or
I'm sure you're not doing that.
Your MAGA bona fides with the MAGA group, or your political stripes, that you can improve it, or you can have a moment where you're crying in front of the cameras. You gather all the reporters.
Oh, so they're faking. So the people crying, the people who are live streaming and doing shows whenever everything happened with Charlie 2 weeks ago at the memorial, they're faking it like the shills fake their reactions, according to Don Lemon, who likes the penis.
At the Capitol, and you go, and it's your fault, and it's your fault, and it's the left, and whatever.
Well, Don Lemon is, of course, a former CNN anchor like me, who now hosts the Don Lemon Show, clips of which appear frequently in many popular podcasts. And he joins me now. Don, how are you?
Well, Pierce, my asshole's a little sore.
I'm doing very well. How are you? Good to see you, Peter.
We were both
introduction, but it's great to see you.
We were both greatly lamented ex-CNN anchors. In fact, we shared an office. You took.
John Getz over on Rumble. Pierce is the ultimate rage baiter, Grizzy. He brings together people he knows will piss each other off and clown on each other. He's the internet Jerry Springer.
My old office. I feel like we've got a lot in history together. Your reaction to Charlie Kirk's murder has stirred up a lot of anger on people on the right, particularly.
So it's almost as if you're doing the same exact thing, Donnie, that you were accusing them of doing. You're just trying to stir up anger for clicks and rage bait clicks, right, Donnie?
The clip we just heard where you talk about them not really caring about what happened to him and just reacting for clicks, crying for clicks and so on. I've interviewed quite a few people who are on the conservative right who knew Charlie Kirk well. I've not detected any of that myself. I do think that they were genuinely, utterly horrified by what happened. Do you not think that what you said there was insensitive?
No, I don't. I'm surprised because I was actually taking up for Charlie Kirk. I was taking up for him as someone who died a horrible, untimely death.
Oh, Don Lemon. Don Lemon is sticking up for Charlie.
And that there are people who are out here.
He's sticking up for Charlie by attacking people who support him. There you go.
trying to capitalize off of his death. I don't think it's that much different than what his friend, who is his confirmed friend, Candace Owens, is saying about folks who are using it for political and for career expediency. There are those who are doing it, and there are those who are not. And if you are not, then I don't think anyone who's not doing it took any offense to it. There's an old saying here in America: a hit dog will holler. So the folks who I felt a certain kind of way and that I touched.
Like who, Don? Again, show us some clips, Don. Show us some fucking clips. Show us what you're talking about. Then we can have a conversation. Show us a clip of someone in the media, some YouTuber, some Rumbler, right? Show us a clip of somebody and then explain to us how this person is being disingenuous. Explain to us how this person is faking, like I do with the shows. I don't just come on here and say, hey, all the people that like Disney Star Wars are actually faking their reactions when they're hyping the shit on their videos. I don't just come on here and say that. I show it to you. But trust Don Lemon. Trust Don Lemon, chat. He likes the penis in his oral area.
With that statement or those statements, then
he likes the ball sack as well, all over his face.
Perhaps they should take a look at themselves. And by the way, as you know, peers, you've been a victim of this. Many of us have been a victim to this. You take a clip.
Don, get better fucking internet as well. You're a fucking millionaire. Get a fucking better Wi-Fi connection. Jesus Christ.
You do a short clip that is out of context, and then you make it into something that you want it to be rather than what I said. I don't see many people on the right at all.
I gotta tell you, Don, actually, your horrible internet connection is making you a lot easier to look at. So actually, maybe don't fix your internet.
Of me running clips of me saying, I think, it was horrible what happened to Charlie Kirk. It should never have happened. I feel terrible for his wife and his kids. The kids are fatherless. She does not have a husband right now. I don't believe in political violence at all, whether it comes from the right or the left. No one played those clips. What they did was take some.
Don's going Michael Jackson in the middle of this interview.
Someone like me that they can demonize. They feel that I'm on the left. As you know, peers, we work together. I'm not on the left. I am not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not on the right either. I have my.
You're even farther over. You're even farther over the edge than they are.
My own mind, and I make up my.
There goes. No more Michael Jackson lemon. Bummer.
And I decide on issues based on what I believe in and based on facts, not a certain political ideology.
Well, look, I would say that you're clearly a lot more left.
Don, don't you know this about Pierce Moore? He does it to everyone. You just said it's what he does. So didn't you expect Pierce to do this to you, Donnie, when you came on in the first place? Why are you just complaining about it? And oh God, where did I just go? DK for $2. Eric Voss, new rock stars, just dropped a Jimmy Kimmel video. I actually have that video and will be taking a look at. I haven't seen it yet, but I have it on my list. Excuse me. Thank you, DK. Red Jaguar, $5. I could barely talk and move after watching that horrid video. Who the fuck is this guy? Tell us that we don't care about his death. Well, this is Don Lemon, former anchor at CNN. I don't know if he's on YouTube. He has a podcast somewhere. The other guy was Nando Cut. And Red Jaguar for another $2. Fix your smoke alarm. Don Lemon, who likes men on top of him and lies down for white men, likes the white men.
Right,
by the way.
Surely. I mean, I've never heard you espouse a conservative sentiment.
I am a lot more fact-based than I am anything. And so I don't believe you are free to think.
But, your interpretation of facts, right, Donnie? Again, you don't show any proof of your supposed facts. You just, you're a factual guy.
that I'm on the left. And perhaps in this time that we're in now with the Trump administration and with MAGA, perhaps facts are on the left. And if you deem that being on the left, then so be it. I don't see myself as being a political figure or a figure who's on the left.
Yes, yes, men can be women. If you have a penis, you're a woman, right? If you say you're a man, you are. If you say that you're a man, you are a man. Fact-based, facts, chat, facts. If you're a man, you could go in the women's locker room. Facts.
See, it's interesting your characterization about facts, because I would argue that one of the reasons Trump got re-elected against all the odds, if you think about what happened after January 6th and everything else, the fact that he got re-elected, I always felt was three-pronged, right? One was immigration. I think Biden completely dropped the ball with immigration, particularly on the southern border. Secondly, the economy. And thirdly, the whole woke issue, the whole woke culture. And in particular, I would say the issue, for example, of trans athletes in women's sport.
What? Exactly what I just said. Men can compete in women's sports. Another fact.
Which is, to me, if you're talking about facts, it is something that most...
I did not watch this ahead of time. Pierce and I are on the same wavelengths here. Good shit.
Americans looked at and went,
I think I like Pierce a little bit more now.
You know what? This is ridiculous. How can you deny biological reality? How can you go against...
Exactly. How can you deny, Donnie, biological reality?
Scientific fact. So many would argue that it was the Democrats who lost track of facts and moved into a...
Feelings over facts. It's feelings.
Slightly strange, surreal place where they were trying to deny stuff, which most Americans went, well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Look, I would not qualify it the way that you're...
Yeah. I'm just not going to talk about that.
Qualifying it, I do believe that you have a point about the Democratic Party not understanding the moment that we're in, that America's in right now. As far as trans athletes, I think that was, although I understand to certain people it is a big deal, it is such a minute, small percentage of the population.
That doesn't make it okay. That doesn't make it okay, Donnie.
The trans athletes that are actually in schools and that are competing in, in competitions, it's so minor. It affects so few Americans. I'm shocked that it was used to the level that it was in the election. And
wow, it's not a problem. It's because there's not that many cases of it. There's not that many, so what? There's not a lot of murders every year. So murder is okay because there aren't that many. So can you just take that? Grape. What about grape, Donnie? Well, not a lot. Well, most women don't get graped every year. Most women don't get graped in their lifetime. So we shouldn't take grape we shouldn't consider grape a serious issue because it doesn't really happen all that often. It doesn't happen to most women.
And to great success. And so I must commend the Republicans on an issue that wasn't really an issue for most Americans, that they made it into something that helped to catapult this president into office. Now,
you see, I've heard a lot of Democrats using that argument. And I've said to them, one of the most effective... I'm not saying you're a Democrat. I'm just saying I've heard a lot of Democrats say it. And my argument to them has been, but I don't, the New York Times reported that the they-them ad that Trump put out, which gathered momentum and then became used more and more and more, was one of the most effective.
I think it was extremely successful.
It was one of the most successful modern political adverts because it cut to the point, I think, again, about common sense that most Americans...
That was the sex changes for prison inmates ad, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. That was Camel Toe Harris saying that you should be able to allow sex change operations for prison inmates. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the one that they're talking about.
Actually, maybe they don't have it in their top 5 things they care about. I would absolutely accept that. But when you actually ask them, do you think this is fair? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's equal? Do you think it's good? that women's rights would be eroded, they actually then do get quite exercised about it.
Okay, let's jump ahead a little bit here. Let's see. Okay, let's jump to the meltdown. Let's jump ahead a little bit to the meltdown, which begins right. I think it begins right here. So this is the meltdown, and he's talking to Don Lemon, who likes the penis, by the way, talking to him about cancel culture.
Charlie Kirk into a martyr. You said if a black man on the left went around saying what Kirk said, the right wouldn't consider him a hero. It's an interesting point. Let's take a listen.
Saying white women do not have brain processing power and are stealing jobs from black men, the right would fucking lose their mind.
Oh,
Mark Lamont Hill.
Dropping Don Lemon dropping an F-bomb.
Michael Eric Dice. Let's say these brothers are Bakari Sellers.
Just a reminder, chat. I know I said this earlier. Just a reminder. This guy talks a lot of shit on the whites. He talks a lot of shit on the white men. But at the end of the day, he sucks one's dick. Just saying that. The guy talks he talks a lot. But he gets on his knees for one at the end of the day.
Someone like that. If they went around saying some shit like that, they would be canceled immediately. They would be fired. People would scrub them from their whatever business that they work for. Or if they said, when I get on a plane and I see a white pilot, I'm like, damn, we're going to, I'm worried.
It's interesting because I've seen that blow up a lot in the last few days. So I went back and actually watched exactly what Charlie Kirk
Where are you
said.
watching all this? I haven't seen any of this blow up that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, it's been everywhere. Everyone's been showing clips of Charlie Kirk.
Donnie, you have everybody blocked. That's why.
A week on social media.
I have not seen it. I guess maybe I'm
Don has everybody blocked. That's why.
It's not on social media.
I mean, what's interesting is
I'm not on social media. Of course you're not. Of course he's not.
When you watch it all in context, it's a discussion that is prompted by the fact that Joy Reid, who you know well, had admitted she only got into Harvard because of DEI. So he said it all in the context of her revealing that.
Okay, so this is DEI. All right, let's move ahead a little. I want to get to his mouth. Oh, glasses are off. Getting serious.
People, qualified women of color who were offered opportunities or given opportunities that they may not have been given if it were not for affirmative action. Nothing to do with diversity.
Okay, so this is it. Okay, so this is it now. This is where he's talking about cancel culture, and Pierce asks him about him getting canceled from CNN. Which, holy shit! How shitty at your job do you have to be a gay black and somehow get fired from CNN? That's insane to me.
We're a victim of cancel culture at CNN.
I don't think I'd look at everything as an opportunity. Probably yes. I'm sure that I was a victim of cancel culture, but I would say mostly on the right for cancel culture.
You're a victim every day, everywhere, and everything you do.
For those who don't know what I'm talking about, this is what led to you leaving CNN. Let's take a look at the clip.
She says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s.
Oh God, that misogynist. That misogyny is leaking out a little bit there, Donnie.
40s. So I got another.
I'm not saying
decade.
I agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying that.
When you watch that, Don, I happened to be watching that live, and I was like, "Whoa, what did you just say?" What do you? I mean, if you had a do-over, would you say that again?
So Don Lemon, as you can see here, Don Lemon is getting pissed now. This is where Don Lemon loses it.
What led you to say that?
Piers, let me just say this. I'm going to answer your question, but just so the audience knows, and I hope you don't.
He's like, so Don Lemon standing up for herself. I'm tired of getting pushed around by you.
Cut this out. When I asked you what subjects you wanted to talk about, you know what you said to me? You said, I want to talk to you about freedom of speech in America and the response to Charlie Kirk's death.
Yeah.
Not once did you mention that we were going to talk about CNN or whatever. So, and had I known that, I probably wouldn't have accepted this interview. You have invited me on many times, and I tell you, Piers, I know you. I would come on your show, but I don't do
beta mail alert
panels. And so when you said I'm not going to be involved in the panel, I agreed to come on your show, but I thought you would also stick by.
Yeah, he didn't want to talk to Steven Crowder. What a shock. He didn't want to talk to Steven Crowder.
The subjects that you told me that you were going to talk about.
Just to be clear,
rather than try to ambush me with something.
Just to be clear.
So,
you and I haven't. Well, Don, just to be clear,
if you guys would like a perfect example of victim mentality, look no further.
You and I haven't had any conversation about your appearance here. You're talking about my team talking to you?
Yeah, no, and I saw you, Piers, in a restaurant, and I said, hey, Piers, good to see you.
Yeah.
I would come on your show, but I don't do panels.
Right.
And I said the same thing to your bookers.
There's only one
and
of
so
you,
when
Don.
I asked you, and right, okay, and so, yes, and I said that's why I agreed to do it. But when you asked me, or when your team asked me what subjects, and I asked them 2 or 3 times, I have the text messages, what do you want to cover?
Yeah.
Not once was CNN mentioned. So I don't appreciate being ambushed, but let me answer your question.
Hang on one second.
Don, your asshole gets ambushed every single night. You love it. You love it. Don't you love getting ambushed by white men, Donnie? You love it. You should be fucking loving this.
Oh, Don, hang on one second. Let's just be crystal clear about what's just happened. You brought up the subject of cancel culture. I asked you, did you feel your departure from CNN was an example of that? And you answered the question. And I think it's perfectly reasonable.
And I answered the question.
Perfectly reasonable in that if you'd said to me, I don't want to talk about it, fine. Sorry. You said what you're going to say. By the way, we don't.
We're seeing his submissiveness here. We're seeing his submissiveness here, his willing to lie down, his willingness to, get down, and submissiveness towards the whites, like in his relationship. We're seeing it right here. The soft-spokenness, the I don't want to talk about this, let's just move on from this. You're really seeing his lack of masculinity and his male weakness here.
Genuous. I don't like arguing like this. I'm not going to get into an argument with you.
Okay. Okay. Little bit coming out, raising his voice a little bit.
Piers, I think that's completely disingenuous. And I think anyone watching that.
What are you talking about?
And so if you will allow me, please.
What are you
stop
talking about?
Okay. Did you invite me here to interrupt me? Or are you going to?
I seriously thought he was going to say, Piers, a gay black man is speaking.
I think you're being a complete dick, if I'm honest with you.
Okay.
I do.
Well, that's very kind and respectful of you.
It wasn't intended to be kind or respectful.
Homonym attack.
Piers, a gay black man is speaking. You have to shut up.
I could respond in kind.
You can say what you like about me. I don't care.
I think that I'm above that. I'm not going to do that, Piers. That's not who I am.
I don't understand why you're playing the victim card when you yourself mentioned cancel culture.
Because Piers
does not even deny playing the victim card, by the way. Because they don't even care.
The victim card when you yourself mentioned cancel culture.
Because Piers, oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me just say, let me do this.
What are you going to do? Read out my team's messages to you?
Piers, it should be embarrassing. Yeah, I can read out the team messages to you because
this interview is really taking a turn.
Are you prepared to talk about it?
And you know that. I'm prepared to answer your question, and then I'm going to move on.
Just answer the damn question. You could have already answered it, Don, and we could have moved on by now. This has been going on for how long has this been going? It's been going on for a couple minutes now. You could have already answered it.
I'm prepared to talk about Charlie Kirk's death, the response to it, and cancel culture, and freedom of the press, and freedom of speech.
You were prepared to talk about cancel culture, or you weren't?
Unless you. No, I'm not prepared.
Oh, you're not prepared.
Don Lemon, you're never prepared.
I can talk about cancel culture, but that has, oh my God, Piers, could you stop interrupting me?
Not really. You're kind of exhausting me. It's ridiculous. Why would
All right,
you
do you-
react
do you
this
wanna
way to a
continue with
perfectly
this? Are you gonna let me talk?
Obviously, if you mention
Just rage quit, Don. Just rage quit.
cancel culture, obviously it's rational and logical that I would
gosh,
ask you
Piers, can
whether
you
you felt what happened
please-
to you at CNN was that. I played the clip
Piers,
and then you throw
I've
a
given
hissy
you
fit.
a moment. Enough. I've given you your moment.
I don't
This
want
is
a
going to go
moment.
viral. So
I don't
please,
want a
enough.
moment,
Yes, you do.
Don.
Otherwise, you wouldn't do this. Otherwise, you would be a respectable journalist and host, and
I
you
don't
would
think
let
I'll
me
take
talk. But you
lectures on
keep
being a
jumping
respectful
in
journalist
because
from
you
you,
want a
Don.
moment. Oh my gosh, Piers,
I won't.
I can't even hear because there's a delay, and you keep talking. And I mean,
We're breaking the fourth wall here now.
what do you want me to do? Like rip the earpiece out in the mic and run off so you have a
No,
moment?
I don't care.
Are you
You
going
do
to let me
whatever you
answer the
like.
question? Are you just going to keep pillaring me with questions?
I don't know why you've gone on this
and cutting me
weird
off
rant.
before
I don't
answer?
understand any of it. Why have you done this weird reaction? I simply asked you about whether you felt your departure from CNN was, in your eyes, an example of cancel culture. I played the clip,
Piers,
and
you're
I then
embarrassing
said,
yourself.
I then
and
said,
I tried
when you
to,
watch it back, do you
Piers,
really understand what you were saying?
This is why I don't do this, but you're embarrassing yourself, Piers.
Actually, you might be embarrassing
and
yourself,
you are-
Don.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, you might be. Have you thought of that? You're a journalist. You don't want to talk about a story, a massive story that involved you?
Piers, can we move on? You can let me answer the question, and then we can talk about the things that you invited
Sure.
me on.
You could have answered the question in the beginning, Don.
Why didn't you just answer the question to start with?
And we've gotten so far away from what you wanted me to answer that we're off into la la land. So let me say something about that. The clip that you played had nothing to do with me leaving CNN. Okay, and unless you know something that I don't know about me leaving CNN, then you should tell me about it. It had nothing to do. I worked there for months after that, so that had nothing to do with it. And so and I forget the other thing that you were asking me about in that clip. But
I asked you when you
hashtag triggered.
watched the
So
clip
let's
back,
move on.
if you could explain what was going through your mind. That's all.
Thank you. I think the key phrases in that clip, if you want to be honest, and I want you to listen to it, is that I'm not saying that I believe that. That's not according to me.
I think he was saying that, and then he was probably getting yelled at in his little earpiece, and then he tried to recover from it afterwards. That's what I think happened there, chat. What do you guys think?
I'm speaking for, what I was speaking for there is how society treats women. And someone like Nikki Haley should know if women have been discriminated against for centuries, she should be more careful than to say something that discriminates against older people. That's it. And so people took
I didn't hear any of that in that statement anyway.
that out of context. No one puts in whenever they write about it that I said, I'm not saying that. I don't believe that. I said that very clearly there. So that is not the reason that I was let go from CNN.
Fix your smoke alarm, Don Lemon. And Glitchman for 2. You like to rip on Don like I rip on Louise Julie. Louise Julie is back, by the way. She is back on YouTube after taking a mental health hiatus. I wonder why.
And so, again, unless you know something, then, go ahead.
Well,
and tell
as
me,
you
but
know, it
that's
was
not-
widely reported that was. So
that's not what I know.
So what was the reason?
Don't believe everything you read.
What was the reason?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
But it all happened after.
So CNN fired a gay black man and didn't give him a reason why. I find that hard to believe.
That incident, you know that.
Yeah. Well, Piers, everything happens after something. I don't understand what your point is.
Well, my point is, I think it's quite newsworthy. If you say it had nothing to do with that, then it'll raise the obvious question.
I don't think it's newsworthy, Piers. That was 3 years ago.
Oh,
That's it's not newsworthy. That news means something that's new. This isn't new.
Right.
That was 3 years ago. That's
Okay,
been
but it's
all
the first-
litigated.
it's
If
the
you want to
first
find
time
out about it, you are
what you just excuse me, what you just said, Donnie, is new.
free to be able to read the interviews that I read. You're free to read the statement that perhaps your folks should pull up the statement when I left CNN, and that can explain to you.
Okay, I've had enough of Don Lemon, once again, who likes the big white penis. Maybe not big, I don't know. Likes the white penis, Don Lemon, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get to the final video. And if you saw today's video on the channel, you know what we're about to get into. You know where we're going. Should be fun. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me pull it up real quick if I can find it. Here we go.
Sure.
So the time.
Here we go. John Roka. And we're going to kick off. We're just going to do a couple of clips here, the highlights. We're going to go 4-minute clip, 4-minute rant, starting at 42 minutes. All right, play it.
Aired the show in half the markets.
Yeah.
So Johnny Roka is talking about the attack on free speech, which is the Jimmy Kimmel suspension, and how the evil orange man, the dictator, is behind all of it.
Makes total sense to me. It's like,
No, I don't disagree with you. I think when you look at it from a business point of view, it makes sense. But sometimes, and you know this, companies have to look past the bottom line at what they are perpetuating, what they are participating in, which has been happening for the last 8 months, is this knee-bending genuflection to Donald Trump, to his power. And you and I debated this months ago, and you said it was ridiculous for thinking Trump would go into the minutia of everything. This is just the...
Remember, what he's talking about is when he said that whenever Jeff Snider said, you think Trump gives a fuck what Disney Star Wars is putting in their movies, putting in the Star Wars movies? And Roka was like, abso-fucking-lutely. That's what he's talking about right here.
Ago, and you said it was ridiculous for thinking Trump would go into the minutia of everything. This is just the beginning. And you can call me crazy again like you did 8 months ago, but
this is Trump today.
He's going to go in, like, this Ellison move is to control.
Real quick, what the hell is Jeff Snider wearing? What in Jesus Christ's holy name? I thought the gay part of the stream was over with Don Lemon, who sleeps with men, but Jeff Snider, what in the hell is this guy wearing?
Bring out movies that cater to his point of view.
What does Donald Trump have to do with any? It's not his problem that other people are catering to him.
Wait,
that's their problem.
He's making them do this by threatening them with the power of the government.
I mean, if you don't know what Trump derangement syndrome is, look no further.
I mean, the FCC chair, you think the FCC is independent? As I tweeted out earlier today, he doesn't piss without Trump's approval. All these people are beholden to him.
Hate him.
And if you've been paying attention, I don't mean you personally.
Still waiting on the lawsuit, Roka.
I mean you over the royal you. If you've been paying attention to how these people treat him and fed him and all of this stuff, you know that they are worried about offending him in any way, shape, or form. And so they're going to do what he tells them to do. And this whole thing is being done because Trump got his feelings hurt about Jimmy Kimmel making fun of him. Yes. Are there?
Oh, yep. That explains it. That explains it. Because ABC, Disney and ABC would do exactly what Trump says. Would just, yes, sir, Mr. President, sir. They would fire him if he asked, which again, Jimmy Kimmel is back tomorrow. So everything Roka is saying here turns out to be a big nothing burger. What a shock. But if Trump did do this, if Trump did contact them or they contacted him, don't you think that, and he threatened them, use the power of the government to try and get them to get Kimmel off the air? Wouldn't that be a major news story? Wouldn't ABC have ran with that story for days, weeks, months?
Financial implications, all this. Yes, I totally concede that, of course. But this is also because Trump is trying to silence dissent. It's authoritarianism.
What did he do to it? But again, how is he involved in this decision? Do you think that somebody actually called and got his opinion? Before, how is he involved in this decision?
Here it comes, chat.
Do you think that somebody actually called and got his opinion before making this decision?
1,000,000%. Yes.
Crazy. That's
not crazy. It's very logical.
This guy is insane. This guy is insane, man. This guy is fucking insane, man. I'm at a. It's crazy. $1 million, 1,000,000%, Isaac. Trump contacted ABC and told them to get Jimmy Kimmel off the air. 1,000,000%. One final time, I'll play it.
Got his opinion before making this decision.
1,000,000%. Yes,
that's crazy. That's
not crazy. It's very logical.
This is a real thing to me.
Orban did this in Hungary. Like,
yep, the dictators all did it, and Trump's the dictator.
This is what these dictators do. They immediately they use the government to strong arm the independent media, threaten them with the power of the government, and then
one in the chat if you voted for our current dictator.
Eventually, other people come in and take control of that media and change the slant on that media. That is what he's doing. He is going to try to make this overall conservative media. The thing that conservatives have been screaming about for years is the left-wing leaning media. Well, now conservatives want to be the mainstream media. They will now be the establishment. That is what is happening here. And these little steps, Colbert, and then he said he's coming after Fallon. And
I won't even deny that that's the goal, but again, it's not up to him. He doesn't fire anybody. It's these other companies that are making this decision on their own.
Because he is intimidating them to make this decision. There's
again, I feel like a broken record. I feel like a broken record saying this, chat, but again, no evidence, no receipts, no nothing. Again, I feel like a broken record saying this. I know, I'm sure you're getting tired of it, but once again, no receipts, no screenshots, no video clips.
The difference. If I got a gun to your head and you the one who pulls the money out of the ATM.
Why was it today or this week, right? Like he's obviously wanted Jimmy Fallon gone or Jimmy Kimmel gone for a long time.
Well,
right?
I think
why didn't they bend the knee then? Why didn't they bend the knee?
Because of the horrible murder of Charlie Kirk, which of course was terrible. There should never have been political violence. We do not approve that. I hope I can speak for Jeff. We do not approve that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. This is the guy who said that the homeless need to be exterminated because they smell bad. Quite the reverse. I don't know. Again, he said it, but I don't know. To me, Roka seems a little bit more upset at Jimmy Kimmel getting yanked off the air than he cares about what happened to Charlie Kirk 2 weeks ago, if I do say so myself, judging by both what he says here and what he said on social media. Just saying.
But I think they were looking for a reason. The Epstein files fervor the heat was being turned up again. I
agree with you on that.
And I think they used this death now to implement. They were waiting for something.
They're using the death of Kirk to take eyes off the Epstein situation. Okay, that's a new one. Okay, got another one here. Let's jump to 5510 here. Go jump ahead a little bit.
Stewart route. Who knows what he wants to do after this and whether this changes the numbers for him.
Yeah, if I was a billionaire right now, and I wish.
Oh, this is hilarious, Jack. This was my favorite line. This is my favorite thing Roka said in this entire podcast right here.
This changes the numbers for him.
Yeah, if I was a billionaire right now, and I wish I was, God, these are the times that I wish I was a billionaire, like a multi-billionaire, like fucking Ballmer over there in the Clippers. I would 100% start an entire, network, a left-leaning network, and I would bring in Colbert, I'd bring in Kimmel, I'd bring in all these people that are being ostracized by the moves that Trump is doing.
Chat, I would be a viewer of the Roka News Network, of Roka News, or whatever the hell that they call it. I said it in the video today. I'll say it again. The comedy, the insanity that would come from that network, it would be like watching the Young Turks 2016 election night meltdown every day. And the content the content that would come from that network would be just amazing.
Them the largest platform possible immediately put this stuff in motion as a contradiction, not because they just believe what I believe, but because you must.
Yeah, that's the exact reason. That's the exact reason. 5620. I'm going to jump ahead 40 seconds.
Do it. And the thing that's happening now is strong arming, and I don't like the strong arming.
Okay, but when everyone's oh my God, they're silencing Jimmy Kimmel. We're being silenced.
And this right here from Jeff Snider says everything right here. And wait till you hear Roka's response to it.
Everyone's oh my God, they're silencing Jimmy Kimmel. We're being silenced. It's like, nah, dude, you didn't catch a bullet in the throat. You're not dead. That's being silenced.
Right, it's a bit dramatic, but I hear your point.
It's dramatic. It just happened 2 weeks ago. It just happened 2 weeks ago. There you go. That's how Roka really feels right there. That's how he really feels. Look at this. 30 minutes of whining and crying about Jimmy Kimmel. Jeff Snider drops this line on him. No, it's a bit dramatic.
Dude, you didn't catch a bullet in the throat. You're not dead. That's being silenced.
Right, it's a bit dramatic, but I hear your point. I mean, because we don't know what the
moving on
real reasons for all of that is, right? I know they want to claim this person is one thing, but we don't know.
Well, when you say
we do know.
I'm just like,
we do know. He wrote what was written on the assassin's bullet is the same rhetoric that we are currently listening to right now on this piece of shit podcast episode.
There's no centrist position anymore. It's always.
And yep, moving on. Last clip, you guys. Last clip. 104:20.
Government, which is supposed to remain.
Okay, well, what are we going to do about it? Are we getting him impeached?
Oh, he's already been impeached twice.
Here we go, chat. And final clip here. No more midterms. No midterms next November, says Johnny Roka.
But he wasn't impeached in the Senate because they had a Republican majority and people don't want to mess with his power. I don't think there's any way to impeach him now. And I guarantee you, well, I don't want to say I guarantee you, but I think there's a really good chance that we don't even have midterm elections next year. I'm just putting it out there because he's.
And honestly, if that were to happen, if there were no midterms next year, I think that would help your side more than hurt it, John. You should be praying for no more midterms next year. Who's going to want to vote for the party of murder and the party of celebrating murder 13 months from now? Nobody. Anyway, that was Roka. That was Roka. If you want more from that, I dropped a video on it today on this channel. Be sure to go back and check all of that out. And thank you guys for tuning in. This was the how you guys like Monday Night Toxicity. It's not going to be a weekly stream. It's going to be kind of like a Monday night whenever I feel like it's true. We might go a little bit earlier. We might go a little bit later sometimes, but how you guys liking it? You guys having fun? Good shit. And while I'm still thinking about it, let me do this now while I'm still thinking about it. No, that's not what I want to do. God damn it. There we go. I'm going to gift 5 memberships right now for you guys in the chat. It should be coming up any second. There they go. There they go. There they are. Gifted 5 Mr. Grizzy memberships. Created 5 new hate keepers for free. Make sure you guys have those gifted memberships turned on. And shortly we will be getting into the after show. Will be the Hate Keepers hangout. We'll be hanging out for another 30, 45 minutes or so with the channel members. We'll be hanging out a little bit at the end. So if you guys want to get on that, hope to see you guys there. And we'll hang out here for a little bit as well. Greek Okie, there's a link in the description that should be able to get that going for you. Well, double AA this Friday, Knights of Melvin and myself will be collabing on the main channel. We will be together to rip on the Mandalorian and Grogu shill trailer reactions. Him and I will be doing that Friday night for a show watch along special on the GK or on my channel, the main channel. And if you missed it, thank you, King Chris. If you missed it, there's the link to the video today. Doing pretty good on the channel. There's the link, Greek Oki. Become a channel member here. Thank you, King Chris. Thank you for gifting 5 yourself earlier. And thank you for posting that. Yeah, that Mando trailer looked like absolute ass. Jeez, it really fucking did. It really fucking did. Holy shit. Oh, Melissa, you got one of those gifted memberships. Good shit. Good shit. Hopefully we'll see you here in a little bit. Anyway, guys, like I said, we got this is a full-time YouTube week for me. Stay tuned. We're gonna have the Mandalorian and Grogu shill trailer dropping tomorrow on the main channel. Probably do another video here, perhaps on this channel, maybe Wednesday, and then just keep your eyes open on both channels for content. Thursday night on the main channel, shill watch alongs episode 82. Friday night, she'll watch along special. Knights of Melvin will be joining me, and we will be ripping the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer reaction shills. And then we'll be back. We might be back here next week. We'll be on the main channel for the members only stream over there on Monday. Yes, that channel is dead on arrival. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hate Keepers, I will see you guys. I'm going to take about a 2-minute break. And then we will be back on here. Don't go anywhere. We will be back on here for the Hate Keepers Hangout for the channel members and the Hate Keeper VIPs. I will drop the link. If you want to come in and have a chat and everything. So hope to see you guys in a little bit. Thank you all for joining me on the stream. We'll see you guys for episode 2 of Monday Night Toxicity, whenever that may be. And like I said, going to take a short little break here, and I'll see you, the members, here in a couple minutes. Peace.